Welcome back to the Quickshow tutorial, Chapter 10 on Quick Effects. Quick Effects is a quick tool located in the far right of the Quick Tools area. To access the Quick Effects, you just click on the tab and it will open up this effect area. Quick Effects is a quick way to apply a variety of effects to any cue that happens to be playing at the time. For example, if we start this cue playing here, we can recolorize that cue with any of these Quick Effects tools down in here. We can apply some chop to it. That's chopping up the visible points into very small areas. Apply a kind of a rippled color effect onto it. We can easily triple that, make it swirl around, mapped onto a 3D sphere with this one here. Quick effects can be applied in any combination. For example, we can apply a color effect, chop, and the 3D swirling effect all at the same time. Quick effects are particularly useful on beam effects. So we'll come over here to the atmospherics category, start an atmospheric going. We can instantly apply a new color to that. One area that might be particularly useful for the quick effects is this statics area. In this statics, there are a lot of plain white basic shapes which can be used for beam shows. But all of them are non-animating and very basic and all white. So these images themselves look pretty boring, but when you throw some quick effects on them, you can make it really pretty exciting. Each one of these quick effects is really made up of an effect which you can find over here on the Effect tab. When you click on the quick effects, it will load that effect into the effect editor, and you get an idea of it by saying Quick Effects, Layer 2, Effect 7. As you select a different effect, you can see what makes up that quick effect. And you can edit it as well. So for example, we'll bring up this again and click on this flash. Right now the flash is set to flash with this kind of speed right here and flashing based on the beat of the music, as we could see up here with this icon here. So it means that it will automatically follow the beat of the music as the beat speeds up. The flashing will also speed up. If we want to make that flash twice as fast, we can indicate down here that we want it to go. We'll just type in 100. So now it's flashing once every beat. As the beat slows down, the flashing will also slow down. Many of the effects down here are actually associated with beats. For example, this up and down motion here is set to go up and down every 4 beats. If you want it to bounce faster, you can indicate, for example, every 2 beats. We could also change the way in which that changes. Right now it's accelerate and decelerate, but we can make that, for example, we can select this tool down here. It's a little bit hard to see on the screen capture software, but down here there's something called bounce. So now it does a bouncing action to the beat of the music. We can make that bounce every 1 beat, like this. And once you've edited it over here in the effect editor, it stays that way forever. Once you save the workspace, all of this is saved along with it. So anytime I come back to that, here's a rocking back and forth every 4 beats. When I come back to this, it's set exactly the way I left it. So you can edit each one of these if you don't like a particular aspect of it. Speed it up, slow it down. We can make this bounce further if we want. For example, much more violently. And effects could always be layered as well. For example, we can add another effect to this position on X as well. We could adjust that. You could stop them all by pressing the Stop All button. And also, you can rename these here. And if you already have an effect saved, you can open one here to load into that. Each one of these little quick effects cells you can assign to have a manual aspect to it. For example, we can change this one to be based on size. So now if we click and drag in here, we can apply a size manually anytime we select that. Come back to here, and now I can affect the size just by dragging the mouse upward and downward on this. Normally, the quick effects are affecting everything. So, for example, if I come over here to the graphics category again, what I'll do is go into a multi-mode here and have 3 separate cues playing. We will move these around a little bit to make the display a bit less confusing. So normally the quick effects will affect everything that we see happening here. So for example, if I say blue to violet, everything changes blue to violet. If I choose color chop is applied to all of the projected images at the same time. If I select this waving effect here, that waving effect applies to all of them. But just like we can select a live control to be applied to the master or to an individual cue, for example this guy up here, we can also do the same thing with the quick effects section. So what I'll do is I'll select cue, and since this is the cue that's selected here, we have the little green box selected around here, and also you see the green outline around here. That means that the quick effects will only apply to that particular selected cue. We could select a different cue, for example this one down here, and apply different quick effects to that cue. And then even on top of all of that, we can come up here to the master and apply a quick effects to all of them at the same time, even though we have quick effects happening on the cue. To stop everything, we will have to come here to stop all. This will stop everything at the master level, and then we would have to go into the cue level and stop all. Otherwise, what we would do is simply press the blackout key or press the escape key on the computer keyboard, and that will refresh all of our effects, basically erasing the quick effects that were applied on the cue level to each one of these cues. The quick effects also has a virtual laser jockey aspect to them as well. This was explained in the very first help chapter, What's New in This Version. The last 30 minutes of that chapter discussed the virtual laser jockey, and including the virtual laser jockey, how it applies to the quick effects section. So if you're interested in that, you should review this topic of the video help.